Hey fam, what's up, what's up, what's up? This is Robert Anton here, robertanton.com, coming to you with your no frills, the voice commentary from a singer, and we've got a lot to get through tonight, so let's just get started. It's the second night of the Voice Live show, and we get to experience the performers in real time for the first time this season. Last night it was TeamBlake and TeamAlicia performing. Tonight it is TeamAdam and TeamGwen performing, and 3 people on each team will be going home just like last night at the end of the night. Cut them in half, I tell you. Ooh, it's a bloodbath up in here. There's voting in real time via Twitter and the Voice app. Every coach picked the comeback artist. For TeamGwen is Johnny Gates. For TeamAdam is Johnny Hayes, the return of the Johnnies. And voting is open at the top of the show. So let me tell you what happened. We started out with TeamGwen. It's going to go all the way down TeamGwen, 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 even if I say it at the beginning. But it's TeamGwen's comeback artist, Johnny Gates. He did Hands to Myself by Selena Gomez. And Gwen says she read his self-consciousness and advised him to just tell a story and let us see a side of him we haven't seen before. So he had his guitar for this one and started out seeming so happy to be performing again for the Voice crowd. Loved his approach to the vocal and his movements behind the mic stand. Very angsty with lots of expectation. He was just doing a little thing and I was like, oh, I really like that. His voice really sounded stellar throughout this production and he sailed when he hit the big notes. He made the most of his comeback. Alicia said she loves his energy and that he gave his all and had a great time. Then Carson announced that Shania Twain is the key advisor for next week's Top 12. Next, TeamGwen had Choi. Ramey, he did Case of You by Joni Mitchell, and Gwen told him she'd love to hear him go in and out of his head voice, and also told him to do more of the melody in one place. She also told him he can't be cautious. So on stage, Choi had such an amazing sound and played the guitar for this. I love the way he caresses the lyrics, and him going into his falsetto just seems so perfect at that point. He kind of wore his emotion on his sleeve for this and made me believe every word he was singing. That gruff in his voice also it just scrubs me the right way. I really enjoyed it. Adam said he's a huge fan and called him the most intriguing and powerful person on the show, but noticed a shred of self-doubt in the beginning. He also called him one of the best in the competition. TeamGwen next had Quizz Swanigan. He did My Girl by The Temptations, and Gwen told him to try different variations of tone, saying he's holding back this secret. So I wasn't expecting him to do this song because it doesn't hold a lot of challenge for his voice, but it's simple and it's well known and liked by most people that I've met. So, okay. He looked good in a suit and tie and was working the audience like he does, but it just felt a little sedate, too laid back. I like how he amped the crowd and took his time. He didn't over riff or really show off too much, but he did pull off a few too many little spins around, but had a few big notes that were really impressive. He's such a little showman and always has the big finish. Whatever he's done, he's like, or you know, so I really enjoyed that about him. Alicia told him she loves watching him perform and mentioned his finesse, grace, and confidence. And if you're enjoying my finesse, grace, and confidence, please make sure to thumb up the commentary and let me know that you are watching. Also, don't forget to comment and tell me what you thought down in the comment section. I thank you so much for watching and I thank you for your thumbs and comments. TeamGwen next had Brennley Brown doing Fly by Maddie and Tay, and Gwen pointed out that the song was hopeful and not sad the way she had been singing it, and told her to sing like she's talking to herself, and then she sang a piece of it to her. So on stage, Brennley pulled out her guitar for this performance, loved her emotion and her attention to the small swells and the ebb and flow of the notes on the song. She showed us the sweet and patient at the beginning and then ramped it up with some big notes and the insistence before pulling it way back and then ramping it back up for some more big notes. I really like the arc of this. I like that she also came off the mic stand to finish center stage with the guitar across her back. Just very professional, looked very good to me. Blake said letting her go was a mistake and called her and Gwen a deadly combination. Then TeamGwen had JChosen doing Nothing Compares to You by Prince, and Gwen mentioned the motivation of the song and told him to be tasteful with his runs, especially in the beginning. So JChosen kind of spread out as he started this out, and he did it several times throughout the performance, but he seemed just a little unsure of what to do with his hands and with his arms. His face and voice were very emotional, and I think he let go some of his movement issues when he started addressing the audience. His voice sounded pretty good on this, but also seemed kind of buried in the music. The music is just being overpowering, and I was waiting for him to really cut loose, which he started doing, but didn't quite get to the mountaintop. He kind of it seemed like he was holding himself back, and I just want to see him bust out and just really take it to the edge, but he didn't. You know, it just kind of left me wanting more. Last on Team Gwen was Hunter Plake. He did Elastic Heart by Sia, and Gwen told him that he needs to open himself up to the audience more emotionally. This was an interesting song choice from Hunter, and it fit his voice so well as he started out. He had such an ethereal quality and seemed to have the audience in front of him. They were standing right up on him. He was sitting on the steps. They were all like in the palm of his hands, just all up in his face, men and women. He was just like up there staring, right? I was losing a lot of the words during the song, but really getting a great vibe from him. He said a great vibe and had a lot of emotion with his sound and movements, but when he fell to his knees for the ending, I really didn't get the connection because I wasn't catching the words and I don't really know the song that well, so it lost its appropriateness and its effectiveness for me. Adam called him a great singer, but also said he reflects what's happening in the music culture right now. Moving on to Team Adam, we started with Johnny Hayes. He did Ain't Too Proud to Beg by the Rolling Stones. Johnny started this out preaching to the audience with some serious gospel piano behind him. He was wailing away, but didn't really embrace the theatricality of the moment. He really should have been, but he just really didn't get that, you know. This song showed off a lot of the gruff in his voice, but it didn't give him a lot of melody to show off. This is a singing competition, and we weren't getting a lot of melody. It's more of a rhythmic thing, and he didn't seem to really be pleading enough to support the lyric. The ending was pretty cool and gave him some more wailing points as he fell down on his knees. Then Team Adam had Hannah Iyer. She did Skyscraper by Demi Lovato, and Adam told her to really flush out the quieter parts of the song so she can really hit them with precision. So I'll say this song sounded pretty incredible in rehearsal, and she was working hard as she hit the stage and started to get those low notes out solidly, but it seemed to come not as easy as the higher notes. When she went further and further up in her range, it just seemed to open up, and she was spending a lot of time shaking hands with people, but she put herself right back into the lyrics and the story as she walked around the stage, kind of just enjoying the audience. She really has quite a huge range. Though she gets a little shrill at the top, I think she'll be amazing when she learns to like really round out those tones at the top and not be as bright. Next Team Adam had Josh West. He did More Than a Feeling by Boston, and Adam wanted to pull the key down half step and gave him a line reading, telling him to be very operatic and dramatic while they were in rehearsal. And there's never anything wrong with pulling down the key to fit your voice better and have a little more breathing room on top where you can do other things. I am always a proponent of that. I like how Josh carries the mic stand around while he's on the stage. Like, he started out just carrying it around before he left it behind. He's got such a great stage presence, and the beginning was kind of a throwaway of what was to come because it's the lower notes and he was just kind of meandering through that. But those screams and those wails, it sounded so good once he got up into the higher parts. In the lower parts of the song, he seemed a little off and the band was kind of drowning him out, but his voice sailed over the noise in the upper range. That last scream too was blood curdling. I was like, ah, Cleto! Then for Team Adam, we had Mark Isaiah. He did All Time Low by John Bellion. Adam felt he was running out of breath on one part, but was really very complimentary about his sound and the choices he made in rehearsal. And I don't know why, I was so excited to hear him sing again. He just has that it factor with stage presence and confidence. His voice is a little untrained and comes off nasal at times, but there's so much potential there. Not in the same league as Josh West, but very pop friendly. I like to hear him do a really heartfelt ballad though, and just see how he emotes and how he gets into it. He showed that he also has some really big notes in here, and I don't know, he's just, I just like him. Gwen said that felt like a song that he would do on his album, and he did a good job on being him. Then there was Lily Passero. She did It's Too Late by Carole King, and Adam told her to play a very little at the end with the song, but not to overdo it. But Lily has such a crisp and present tone on this. I loved how she really sang it to the audience and had a sweet little ebbs and swells in her interpretation. This is such a throwback sound, and she sat perfectly in the mix, presented the song well. I wasn't moved, but I was really impressed just by her artistry and the way she presented it. Alicia said she always comes off as authentic, and the song was beautiful on her voice. And in the pimp spot, we had Jesse Larson. He did Sir Duke by Stevie Wonder, and Adam told him he could hear him tightening up his throat in the chorus and to be a little more fluid with his rhythm. So I finally hear the CeeLo Green thing that Adam had been talking about about that he hears in Jesse's voice. During this performance, I don't know what it is about the way that he does that. I think it's something about his pronunciation, but it really was coming out in this performance. And he made some really nice little intricate melody changes that worked on the song. This was really, really good, and I was enjoying it the whole time. The man has crazy rhythmic timing, and he was killing the guitar while simultaneously killing the vocal. I mean, neither seemed to have any lack in it. Wonderful, if sedate performance. He could have just brought even more energy, but he was just holding, I mean, you could just feel it just coming off of him. I really enjoyed this. Results. As we get to the results again, like last night, the public saves 2 people, and the coach saves 1 person. We started with Team Gwen. The first person saved was Brennley Brown, then Hunter Plake, and Gwen saved Troy Ramey. Okay, I didn't get all of those, so like, oh yeah, okay. Then Team Adam, we had Jesse Larson first save, then Lily Pacero, and the coach save was Mark Isaiah. And I was like, oh my God, oh my. Was anybody else really, really surprised? Because personally, I thought that there was no way that Adam was going to let go of Hannah, but he did. He saved Mark Isaiah, and I'm happy, but I'm sad. I'm happy for Mark because I want to hear more, but I'm sad for Hannah because she has such a huge range and so much ability. That's just it. I mean, it's half of the people going home. Somebody is going to get screwed, and that's how it goes. Did you agree with the coach's choices? Please make sure to let me know down in the comments. Let me know how your teams are doing. I will see you next week for the top 12 with Shania Twain. This is Robert Anton, RobertAnton.com, and I am out. Peace.